All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another live broadcast of Eye on the Community. Of course, I'm your host, Sean Anthony, and up next is the City Council President, Shannon Hardin. Shannon, welcome back, man. How are you?
Anthony, my friend, it's good to be back. It's good to be with the people and just have this conversation. It has been a long, well, it's been, it's just been tough out here. It has been
It
tough.
seems long, right?
Yeah, man. But I sense the just exhaustion that folks have right now, and so excited today to talk about some dollars that council put out on the street in the last 2 weeks that will hopefully make us safer and connect more with our young people. Because at the end of the day, we got to remember they are ours, and if we don't support them, what do we expect out of them? So.
Absolutely. The weather is breaking and getting a taste of that springtime weather. It's always a pleasure. So, from my understanding, you guys are getting ready to launch this summer programming. You announced that over $1 million in Reimagine Safety grants targeting young people. Let's talk about this and the vision that you guys have for Columbus.
Certainly. Well, there's only one small a correction I would make. It was actually $3 million that we put out,
Okay.
but that's important. That's important though, because it shows that we're going to make these investments, and it's not just us doing the programming. It's partnering with culturally competent organizations, several churches, youth groups, sports groups, organizations like the Urban League and Community for New Direction, folks doing everything from community gardening all the way to the intensive intervention work with some of our young folks who need more intensive support. So we funded the gamut, and with, like I said, $3 million on the streets for this summer. Now, this came out of our conversations that we had this winter and this spring pertaining to reimagining public safety. When we asked folks what would make folks feel safer, what would make our community safer, it wasn't a conversation about more police, but it was about more resources in the community. Two organizations that work with our young people, they have had it hard. We've all had it hard. But just a reminder, because I don't want people to think that this comes out of nowhere, this violence. I mean, for 10 months, 11, well, we're almost in 12 months now, we shut down the community. We took away the opportunity to engage with young people through recreation and parks, through community organizations. We had our kids out of schools. They weren't able to get the summer jobs that we usually have to keep kids engaged. And then we wonder why. This has been a perfect experiment in what happens when you don't interact, engage with young people. And it leads to what we're seeing today. So we responded listening to what the residents told us would help. And with the dollars that we put on the streets, more than 2,500 young people, 2,500 young people will have access to very specific programming opportunities throughout the summer.
That's awesome, Shannon. Let's get a little bit more specific. Talk about these grants and who specifically will they go to? Are they going to be targeted in different areas of the city or what? How does that break down?
So these organizations range again from like the Columbus Urban League on the Near East Side, but their programming will be specific to job training, entrepreneurship. So their kids will get paid if they go to the Columbus Urban League program, all the way to the Hilltop, where we funded a community garden program that brings in, I think it's 36 mentors or young folks. I think it's like 14 through 21 that will run clinics at this garden, paid opportunities for these young people to work at the garden, to bring in younger kids to train them about urban gardening. Again, we sent $500,000 to an organization that's doing on the ground intervention work, and these are dealing with our harder to reach folks who may be truthfully violence involved or or at least violence connected, to really make sure that we keep our hands on them and to provide them the off ramps that they need to be safe and not to become an active shooter. We funded programs like Urban Scouts in Linden, who worked, and I'll tell you just about Urban Scouts, they did a phenomenal job even during last summer when no one could figure out how to engage our young people. The young brother who runs that program, Gino, he called. He said, "You know what? What if we just give me some money and we will buy some lawnmowers and we'll be outside. The kids will keep their masks on, but we're gonna put some money in their pockets." He ran that program, kept so many young people safe, engaged, and with a little money in their pockets. Very proud of that. We made sure that we funded that program. For the complete list, I would encourage people to go to columbus.gov/council to get more information about these grants and find out how you can get your child connected. I would also throw out there that the community really is stepping up in terms of the summer. So we have these 2,500 slots available in these different programs, different organizations. But I've been told, and I hear that the Columbus City Schools has another 10,000 slots opened up for Columbus City School students engagement throughout the summer, all from kindergarten all the way to 12th grade. And it's those type of things, I think, layered on top of one another that will have a real impact this summer.
That's awesome, man. I mean, like I was going to ask you, why these organizations, but you pretty much explained that. But why do you think this is so important, Shannon?
Well, because one, we have to acknowledge that the violence is real. That we are seeing a spike in crime in crime in Columbus. I know that folks don't, when the violence is right here, you don't care about what's going on everywhere else, but this is happening in every city our size or larger. And to me, that means that it has to be connected to something that we're all are going through, which I believe is COVID and the lack of support for young people. So I think that this is our opportunity to put our hands on these young folks, to wrap services around them, to make sure they have a few dollars in their pockets. And I believe that it will have a real impact. We have to be clear. We have several different issues going on in our community right now. We all know that we have a policing issue that will take a real reform and take us staying in this thing for the long run. And we are working towards that, and we need the energy to continue. But we also have have to focus on ourselves and making sure that our young people have the tools to be successful, have what they need to know that they have support, not just for one day or not just for 1 week, but ongoing support from the community. And so I see this as an initial investment. I would encourage folks that have organizations that engage with young people, that have a track record of working with young folks, churches, to continue to reach out to council. There are still resources in the Reimagining Safety Fund. We just want to make sure that those are targeted and that we are able to track and know what kind of impact, what kind of work is being done, so that we can make this summer safer in Columbus.
What? Okay, well, Dad, you just answered my question. I was going to ask you, what do you hope that this will accomplish? But you pretty much summed it up.
I hope that our kids know that we have their backs.
Right.
I hope that my hope is that they recognize that we as adults understand that this is tough, that what they're going through is tough, but that they see us as a community, not as a council or a council member, but us as a community, a collective community, stepping up to have their back, and in doing so, that they will do what they need to do this summer, that they will do the hard work, go out and make some money, put a little bit of aside, but also go get go to Easton, spend some money, do what you want to do. Like they need some rest. They need to know that people have their back. And I hope that this is just one small investment in that direction.
Shannon, this is good news. I like hearing things like this to help the community throughout the city, man. Very, very good work with you and the team at the city council. Any last minute words you want to get out there, a message to the kids or anything?
Just that again, that I'll be even clearer. We love you. We love you, and we're not giving up. We are doubling down. We're going to be here this summer and through the fall, and we're going to support you. Things will get back to normal. This is not normal, but with these investments and with the support of the community, we're gonna come out of this thing stronger.
All right. Always a pleasure. President of Columbus, Ohio City Council, Shannon Hardin. Take care, man. Good to talk to you.
Good to see you, my friend.
Yes, sir.